Welcome to another Eternal video. This time we're going to do the first league of Eternal Battle Lines. And why I always love the first league after a new set release is because it's only the new set. So you get to really dive in and see the flavor and the different synergies in the new set. So it would help if I change the camera, huh? There we go. Also, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Let's get right into it. Strongest cards in the pack, we have some really good fire. We have the Bolster Squirrel. We got Hall of the Mayors, which is fine. It does kind of negate Devour, which is somewhat interesting. Okay, we got a Mark of the Den. We really have to see where our fixing goes. Oh my god, this card's sick. Even on its face, it's just a 6-cost 6/6 Aegis Deadly. And the Mark of the Den over here helps in the Hermit's army. Got an Emperor Cobra. Okay, so early on, that could be where we're heading here. Got a Mark of the Hive hiding over here. Skullhaven Tinker. Okay, it's okay. 2-cost 3/1 quick draw. I mean, that's still going to do some good work. We got a choice here in the same color as the Mayor card. A couple versatile cards. Nothing too crazy in that pack. Ooh, Prism. We got a Mark of Skullhaven, which could still help us if we end up in the Hermit's army. Aerial suppression here. More of that, please. Unblockable. Give a random enemy unit -1/-1. Okay, that's nuts. Okay. Ooh, and a Skybolt hiding here. Okay, so our Feln is looking pretty strong. Ooh. Wildfire Keeper. Queensguard Elite. Okay, we're getting a couple strong cards in some other factions. +1/+1 and flying while you have 10 health or less. You draw 2 cards. Take 5 damage. Okay, interesting. Okay, nice legendary reprint. I mean, hey, I'll take it. So we need to figure out if our Justice is better than our Fire, which probably won't be, but let's see what our last 3 packs get. Ooh, Bannerman, I like that. Against the Odds, Mark of the Grove, which also helps us play. The Hermit's Army, some solid Justice cards in this pack. As soon as I was making fun of Justice, we get all of that. Another Smoke Shaper here. I really would have liked some... Okay, Lash Out here. I was just about to say some like Skycrag or Feln dual faction cards. That's pretty strong. Okay. Last pack, some removal. Ooh, Malevolent Constrictor. We get a Blade Tooth, Marcus Steel Warren, and another really good fire card. Okay, so just to see, in these factions, we do have a couple good Argentport cards that would go with this, and then Queensguard Elite could be splashed. Ooh. Now, if we just focus on the... that's pretty strong, too. Ooh. So we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Not entirely sure if that would make the deck. If we played, what is this? Skullhaven? Steel Warren. There we go. And then splashed for the fire. Yeah, those 4. I would probably rather have these 4 and the other removal we saw from Primal, and Fire, because we don't want Fire to be a splash. So let's build the deck as the Hermit's Army. We'll at least give it a first look here. Bannerman probably goes in there. Let's see if we don't need the Prism there. Aerial Suppression in, Hive Lantern in. So once again, for those that are somewhat newer to League, you only want to put in your strongest cards. That might seem obvious, but that means you want to leave out the lower impact units and spells. Now this is week 1, so we might need to dip down into that, but at least to start, that's not where I want to be. So you have a lot of 5-drops here. Fire Guide's fine, but Smoke Shaper is just way better. So I'll play that. Don't really want it in the deck, but I mean, let's see where everything else goes. Let's add in the mark, cut a sigil. See, like, this is what you don't want in your League or draft decks. It's a temporary buff. It's a 1-cost 1/1. It's just not going to do enough over the course of the game. It's going to be like turn 6, you're like, damn, I hope I draw something good, and you're going to top deck this. And even if you get it on turn 1, it's just not that good. Okay, I like the negate spell, Changey Stick. Okay, a couple others. It's a good 4-drop. Two of your units killer. I don't know how much we have to actually trigger Renown, so let's get all the way in here and then figure that out. Devour could be okay. Let's see what we have without it. Rift Siphon could be okay. I guess let's toss them in here and see. Sure. Maybe we have a decent amount of 5s. I guess we do still need a couple playables though. So we went through everything. We found the playables that at least the best of our cards. Now we can kind of see what our curve's looking like, what our influence is looking like, and see if that changes any of our decisions. Could see playing a Forked Lightning in here. Putrefying Presence for some interaction. And we do have some Renown. Okay, put in a Ruthless Officer. Okay, let's take a look at the deck. We do have several 2-drops, so our curve is somewhat low, which is good. We don't want to die to anything early. We're heavier units, but that's good since we have several recruit cards. Our removal is okay. Actually, for week 1, that's not that bad. A Lash Out, Forked Lightning's mediocre, but still can do work. Skybolt's good. Aerial Suppression, that's not bad. Changey Stick, if we get to 7. We have a negate here. This actually seems like it could do some good work. Now let's make cuts for double influence, like Calm Instructor. We're like fairly evenly split, which makes me not want to include that much double influence, since we can't hedge our power to be heavy fire, for example, since we have almost a perfectly even split. Yeah, we got a Blade Tooth here, a Tusker here, Smoke Shaper. I have a decent amount of fire, but I don't want that much fire. So I think I will cut, like, how likely are we going to get Calm Instructor Radon Curve? Like, what do we have to put in for it? A Rift Siphon, Rapid Shot. Voltaic Viper, though, is fine. Yeah, this might seem crazy, but we'll cut Calm Instructor for the Voltaic Viper. Voltaic Viper is still fine as a 3/1 that usually gets to replace itself, and I would rather have a more consistent deck than a high power level right now. And really, it's not that much weaker. Don't get me wrong, it's probably like a full letter grade difference, but what good is Calm Instructor if we can't consistently play it? So now let's work out our influence. Yeah, mostly primal. Usually how I like to do this is bias our power base with the number of sources that could give you that influence. So let's take primal, for example, since we have mostly primal. Mark of the Grove makes primal, so 1, 6, 7, 8 and then 9 from the Bannerman. That's pretty good. 9 sources, especially for a 3-faction deck. I would be pretty confident in getting early Primal. Now let's look at Fire. Unfortunately, it's like the worst case scenario where we have several double influence things, but it's a smaller section of the deck. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8 from Bannerman. That's not too bad, but that's like, okay, do we want to cut Blade Tooth as well for something else? But Blade Tooth is strong enough that I probably wouldn't want to make that cut. And now Shadow, we have 1, 5, 6, 7. And that is also like, ooh, that's like right on the cusp. So we're playing 9, 7, 7. That might just have to do. Like, do we take out Blade Tooth for Prism? Just like absolutely ensure our influence is good? It's something to think about. I'm going to run it like this and see how it plays out. We have such a long runway, meaning like I have so many losses to give to get to my goal of top 500. And I know I've talked about this before, but just so anybody who's new, top 500 is usually my goal because it's the biggest jump in rewards in terms of you get a premium legendary. By turning it into Shiftstone, it gives you enough Shiftstone to craft any legendary in the game. So if this is a garbage premium legendary, I can just turn it into any other legendary I want in the game. So that's like a pretty big jump in rewards. And 13 packs is really nice. Keep in mind, just by joining the event, we're already 1708, and obviously it's still early in the month. That'll go down as it goes, but it's not bumping you down past 5,000. So you're already plussing a premium rare, which could be turned into any rare, and 8 packs. So it's play League. It's great value for building your collection, and it's super fun. To get top 500, you need to get about 18 wins. So you get 40 games over the course of League. So we have plenty of losses to give to get to 18 wins. Okay, what do we want to give us? Fire, for sure. Those marks are so good. I'm glad we picked up 3. Okay, so now we do have the spell negate up, which is nice. Not that we would use it now. Oh boy. Okay, that's going to give everything he draws +1 power and overwhelm. It's pretty good. Let's lead off with the 3-2, since it is the most resilient. And I would rather devour 2 to draw a card than deal 1. Is he mono faction?
No threats for now.
You definitely want to build your deck to the strengths of the set, and this is a 3-faction set. That's where a lot of the power level is. So going back to as well my comment about only playing strong cards or not playing your weak cards, you also want to play stuff that affects the board. Our opponents had 2 turns of just playing relics that aren't actually doing anything. So this is, unfortunately for our opponent, this is over. There's not much they could do unless there's some like ridiculous rare or legendary, but three relics in a row. Okay, and that's game. He goes to block, that's game on board. We can get some style points of doing even more game. Nice. Once again, don't play your weak cards and play cards that affect the board, that impact the board, meaning they can threaten to pressure your opponent by attacking or defend you. It's like a common core principle for League and Draft. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, the only thing we can play is aerial suppression. Yeah, we're gonna redraw that one. This is also really bad, but we'll keep. We'll use this, get Shadow, since that's the majority. Not the majority. The other faction we actually have in hand. We'll play out a 2-draw.
They are winning.
There's no point in saving for the spellcraft since we have a pretty slow draw here. So we just want to do stuff to affect the board. Okay, we don't want to attack since Forked Lightning can just kill the Viper.
What are they up to?
Yeah, let's just trade 1 for 1. Hopefully we hit a sigil here. That is great for us. Let's threaten the attack from, or threaten the block from our opponent.
No threats for now.
Just in case they didn't block, it gets in for an extra 2 damage. This thing can be annoying, but he needs to gain a lot of life to get there. Or put a weapon on it. Okay, Ambitious Kit. It's a pretty weak one, so take it. Bolster, okay. So it's a 3/4 though, which is unfortunate. We can trade with Putrefying Presence. I don't really want to use all of our interaction right now, but that does clean up the board nicely. He could also block with the 0/4, and then that trade's not fantastic.
Corruption on the streets.
So let's just play our unit, continue to grow the board. I'd rather wait to save my spell for the biggest benefit, the most value I can get from it, and trading it for my opponent's choice of what to block with seems bad. Okay, thank God they didn't just get to kill one of my things for free.
You're in violation.
Don't go flying off now.
Play the Cliffside Caretaker. Now everything we draw gets flying. Hopefully we can get something that blocks this. Ooh. Yeah, we are in trouble. Four damage to an enemy, of course. Okay, that's unfortunate. Oh man, that's still not great. That would pressure him back. Ugh. None of this is good.
You're in violation.
I don't want to use the 4 damage on the 1/4, even though it's unblockable, but maybe that's a mistake. Damn, man. That was like the worst weapon. It just put it out of range of our removal. Okay. That's fine. We can block here. And then use our Putrefying Presence. I hate to do it, but I also think we need to sack this. I have an idea. So we sack this. We're going to get the bolster from our Devour. Oh, it's a random enemy. I did not know that. Okay, what is this? Devour 3. Okay, so we can attack with both here. Well, in case he has a Forked Lightning, I'm going to play this first to get another bolster. And come to think of it, there's no reason to... Do we have any more life gain in the deck? Actually, I can't even think if we have any more life gain in the deck, so...
I pledge my loyalty.
Okay, let's give ourselves second fire, and now I'm feeling back in the driver's seat. Now we have double blocks on his guy. So he has nothing more in Grave, which is not great. But this still just attacks basically uncontested.
You're in violation.
Yeah, so let's just play our big boy. Okay, so he gets to draw a card. Like I said, I know we cut a strong uncommon for this, but I mean, 3 cost 3/1 draw a card is not bad. And now we do get to blow him out with a double block if he goes for it. Okay. That's fine. We still get a nice 2-for-1, killing his unit and wasting Putrefying Presence. So now we have 2 things. I can kill the O1, but it's not doing anything. So I'd rather just get the card draw. Oh yes. Okay, and now we're like pulling pretty far ahead. Smoke Shaper is going to be able to dig for anything in our deck. Let's go! Nice! Our deck is pretty sweet. All that Devour value. Oh, man. This is why I was excited to play this league, because just the multi-faction type sets, just... What other league were you able to make such cool decks? I don't know. What do we got here? That bolster was really strong, by the way. Okay. Pretty lackluster hand, but it can do things.
I can take on anything.
Sure.
I hope these ones work.
It's a fine card. It's not a crazy rare by any stretch, though. If this was like a 3/2 for 2, maybe. And we've seen those stats before, so it's not saying anything crazy. Let's attack. And let's
Nothing to
play
report.
Skullhaven Patrol. Skullhaven Patrol can at least put a threaten on our flyer. That's actually going to be really strong. If our opponent doesn't do anything here... Okay, yeah, they're going to be in trouble now. So now we get to go this.
They are winning.
It casts a spell, so it does trigger Renown. And now we have a 4/5 flyer. Yeah, that's... Now we basically keep up our spell negation no matter what. We could even get back the Ruthless Officer. by trading here. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, let's do it. Now, if we attack and need to use Skybolt on Skullhaven Tinker, we get to trigger the Renown to get it back. So we don't need any more influence, so we will skip that. A nice attack for both. Now we can just play our 3-drop, and now we have 3 different interaction spells up. So this game's over. This curve of Skullhaven Patrol, which is just a common, into this like C- level common is really powerful. Yeah, let's just kill it and end the game. Woo! Cruising right along. Okay. We are off to a strong 3-0 start. I'm going to ship this back just because, I mean, Blade Tooth is basically... This might as well be a mulligan to 6 cards. Like, it's going to be a long time before we could cast that. Let's see. We do need double primal. So let's just use that. Get that. Or, actually, I don't think we do. Maybe that is a reason to only play 8 primal, 8 fire. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, sure, we have more primal cards, but they all just need 1 influence. Yeah, I might make that change. Our opponent's going deep in the tank. Turn 1 on which sigil to play. Hey, they had a 1-drop, so I can't even talk shit. We have no 2-drops, so that little guy's gonna get in. This guy was much better than I was expecting. What do we got, OP? The question here is to play this so it can threaten a block. I would rather use the Devour, so I'll just play something else that can threaten the same block. And I'd rather have him use removal on this guy, since we have no ways to even target it yet. Okay, that's probably his Justice. It is unfortunate our deck didn't get that many ways of enabling Devour. Like, we don't have that much Hunt. And yeah, see, like, I don't want to play this guy out until we can Devour and use it to kill the Scorpion. So here, we'll just play our unblockable guy, and then just pass a turn. We even have removal if he has something like Queen's Guard Elite. Ooh, oh boy. Play, oh, okay. That's really strong. So he's going to be able to deal 2 damage to our 2/1 next turn. I think we will just need to kill that. We could play this to threaten a block, but I'd rather just kill the 5/3 outright. We're probably going to use the first couple to Devours for Pouncing Predator. So maybe we should just save this a little bit longer. Yeah. Oh, crap. I should have attacked with the 2/1. Okay. That's my bad. And I also didn't think he could just also stun the 3/4 with the 1 honey he made. So the right play was just to lash out the 5/3. But that's fine. He still might not attack. We do have Skullhaven Duo that can block, and we have 2 power-up, which is representing some sort of trick.
They will not harm you.
Damn, he's got 2 of them now. Okay, this is not great. Interesting. So life's a resource. So I'm just gonna block the 2/2 and take the 5. I'm just shrinking his board, adding to the grave. Like, I'll make that choice. I'm actually surprised our opponent did that. As much as I would like to leave our Lash Out up, I think just playing Patrice is so much stronger, especially since we still can't use the Devour 2 yet. So let's play it out.
Welcome to your new home.
Unfortunately, we do get a free 4/4, which is good, but once again, I don't want to attack. I don't want to trade it for the 1/1 deadly. I would have attacked with it, but it's just not great. So now I'm feeling much better about this. I really want them to start using those honeys, though, so it can go to grave and I can just Pouncing Predator, kill the deadly unit, and then we can start attacking back. Yeah, Recruit's so stupid. We just paid 6 power for 7/9 worth of stats. Like, that's crazy.
Take a flyer to learn more.
Okay. It's gonna be a good old-fashioned board stall. But we have an unblockable unit. So I'm not sure why our opponent's not just killing that outright. So that is charge. We can give something flying. We'll definitely put that on the 1/4. That way it can trigger its renown.
No threats for now.
You're in violation.
Now you have a 5/4 as well. I'm feeling pretty comfortable here. I mean, our opponent's growing and stalling out the board, but we also have a pretty menacing board here.
Trouble on the horizon.
Excuse me.
You're in violation.
Don't go flying off now.
I don't know why our opponent hasn't killed our 2/1 yet. They're at 13. Now each of the units we draw get flying, like... Maybe there's some rare legendaries planning to use. It's possible. The Sloth, for example, given all of his stuff invulnerable to damage. But honestly, we're still at 19. We could just make 1 or 2 blocks, tank the rest. Why? What? Very weird. Okay, hopefully it hunts like a sigil off the top. Oh, changey stick would have been so good. Okay. unfortunate. Now we do have the 1 damage, which is good. Do we need to keep a sigil in the hand for any reason? Probably not. Let's just attack with 2-1. I'm giving myself double shadow just because we aren't using the power, and it might make our opponent play slightly differently. But I'm feeling good. This board stall favors us because each of our units has charge and flying that we draw. So, any unit is good. And our opponent still doesn't have attacks. What? They have 1 power, so we do have to keep that in mind. So we'll go you, 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 you. Take 9. Yeah, that was a pretty bad attack. Our opponent got to draw 2, sure. Okay, they're going to be able to use the fire honey on something else. Sure.
I failed to grieve.
Come on, any unit here. Okay, that's 2 sigils in a row. Do we just have game on board? If we lash out the 2, 2, 5, 9, 12, 20? Yeah, that's game.
Young bloods to me.
Nice. That was a tight one, too. Oof, no shadow and a double shadow card in hand? No, thank you. I'll keep this. This is a sketchy one. By no means good, but we have some strong power level here, and we actually have the double fire. We have the most sources of primal as well. Never didn't have it.
I pledge my loyalty.
Perfect hand. Knew it was perfect. These are sweet card backs. I think this might have been from a league I missed, which is super unfortunate. Maybe not. We'll just play out the 3-2. 3 costs 3-2. It's at least impactful on an empty board. If our opponent's using removal that aggressively, it might mean they have a slow hand. So I'd rather just play a little more assertive.
Strength.
Maybe not as well. It is tempting. Like, 4 damage. The only issue is this still dies to lots of fire removal at 3 health. And he did get 8 packs of it. Let's just block check our opponent here. If we get something that's not a sigil, so we got 3 extra damage. Once again, that's why you block check opponents. 3 damage is a lot. if we don't get anything here to play, yeah, this is the exact thing I was worried about, then not using the changey stick there was kind of rough. The fact that our opponent didn't block really helps that situation a lot, especially since we would have just been stunned here anyways. So once again, we don't need the extra... what do you call it? The extra primal, so we're just gonna play a Smoke Shaper right away. The first time I've missed with it, especially in a 20 unit deck, so that is unfortunate. I think we'll just play out the Caretaker. Maybe I should have just led off with that. Give all of our stuff flying is pretty good. I really don't want to attack. Like, why is he leaving up so much power? It's kind of sketchy. But I would rather draw out some amount of interaction now. Oh, our opponent really just doesn't have anything. I'm really confused here. Maybe our opponent is 3 factions and they're just missing. I'm very, very confused.
You're in violation.
Now, who will help today?
Let's get Skullhaven Patrol. I know that's... Oh, wait. We should have gotten the Cobra. I forgot we had Caretaker, which would have given it flying.
Trouble on the horizon.
Take them down!
Sure. Our opponent is probably just too far behind for any of this to matter. Really unfortunate. We're still drawing sigils, though. I do want to play this, so let's put it on you. And we might as well just change that to a 1.
You're in violation.
Yeah, so our opponent was stuck without the time influence. That's why, once again, you really want to play these marks if you have them in your league pool. Or at least build the deck that you have the most fixing for. Unless all of your power is just in one section of factions. Okay, that's still game on board. Good game. Nice.
You're in violation.
Okay. 5-0. Cruising right along. Ugh. We're on the draw, so we're likely to hit another sigil, but we do have a 6-drop in hand. This is not where I like to be. I think I'm going to take a redraw, which is crazy. Yeah, no, that's crazy. We need one more sigil for this to be great. And we're on the draw. Okay, so I'm going to be greedy and hold this up because we do want double fire, but we also just need shadow right now. So I'm hoping this next draw, maybe we draw a fire or shadow, and we'll know what to actually use this for. Okay, so we didn't get there on that. I'm going to give myself shadow. It makes this not castable, but we still need 6 power for that, and this we can play first. Okay, I mean, if we're just never gonna draw another sigil, none of this matters.
Got my back?
Always.
It's probably too late with such a impressive curve out from our opponent. I'm not gonna block just because I would rather leave up Skybolt. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, that thing's stupid. What's the best sequence here? Skybolt, we can block and eat it. This can't trigger Renown at all. Playing the 3/4 does give us blocks, though. We can play this. Actually,
Nothing to report.
okay. I really wanted to kill this because if he just played Influence and made it a 5/5, we just have no ways of answering that.
There is always hope.
God, that's stupid. Man, we need the fire influence. Skybolt can clear it next turn. That's probably the best bet. Ay, this is a pretty tough decisions all around here.
No threats for now.
Now our opponent does have a free attack on our 2/5, so they might block check us here. I'm now shields down for his 4/4 to attack as well, so our opponent still has good attacks here. I think we stumbled on that one turn we didn't get down Skullhaven Duo, and now we're just playing a turn behind against a pretty aggressive start from our opponent. Man, this thing's stupid and limited.
Rally to me.
Sure. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. I think I got a chump here. Oh my god. That's like bad.
There is always hope.
Okay, still no fire influence. Meaning that's, like, in all reality, that's probably game. So, I can block the 2/5, Forked Lightning, and Skybolt to kill it. Oh, that's pretty bad. Well, I can at least try this.
You do great
Okay,
things.
our opponent doesn't have interaction. So we'll just block like that.
You won't die here. You won't die here.
Don't
We
go
needed
flying
that.
off now.
We needed the fire influence. So we're getting punished for choosing Shadow earlier, but what else were we supposed to do? We need our opponent to miss here. But they potentially just unlock 6 drops. If they have even necessary slaying here, just like normal kill spell, we're like screwed. We probably can't focus on, like, good blocks. Oh yeah, that's still just game. Yeah, damn. I didn't see that, so we had to leave up Forked Lightning. Just think, like, we lost by exacties. If we were one turn ahead, meaning we had that board when he just played out those last two drops, we would have been able to have Forked Lightning up. So that one turn of missing a sigil cost us the whole game. And we probably would have been out at higher health as well. That's too bad. Damn it. We got our loss for the week.